Our next speaker is Helen from the Department of Labor, here in her personal capacity.
Hi, everyone. This shirt is a message for Russell Vote. My name is Helen Lurie. Until this April, I was a proud employee of the U.S. Department of Labor, and I am still a proud member of the Federal Unionist Network, like Charlotte. Before I talk about the Department of Labor, I want to mention an experience I had last week. I was at a training about democratic backsliding, and the trainers presented a slide on the characteristics of authoritarian regimes. Those characteristics were, number 1, the autocrat directs investigations against critics. Number 2, he gives license to law-breaking. Number 3, he engages in regulatory retaliation. Number 4, he deploys the military domestically. Is this starting to sound familiar? Number 5, there's federal law enforcement overreach. And number 6, the autocrat refuses to leave. And I could easily think of examples from just the previous few weeks of all of these things that Donald Trump had done. So it struck me all of a sudden that there's no question about whether authoritarianism is here. It's here. We're in it. And we have to be clear-eyed about that, I think, to move forward. It doesn't mean that all hope is lost. Because while Trump controls the White House and his faction controls the Supreme Court, Democrats in Congress still have power. They can act, and they must act. Trump desperately needs approval for his budget from Congress. So our demand and our plea to Democrats in Congress is, do not give it to him. Do not give it to him unless you can get meaningful protections for American civil liberties and the federal programs that so many millions rely on. Your votes on this budget are the one tool you have right now. Please use it. I'll speak for a minute about what's been happening at the Department of Labor since January, because there are a lot of workers in the U.S., and this affects all of them, or anyone who could be a worker. Under Trump and his Secretary of Unfair Labor Practices, Lori Chavez-DeRemer, it's nothing short of a war on American workers. First, 1/5 of DOL is gone. That means fewer people to inspect unsafe work sites and protect workers from wage theft, a crime that takes $50 billion out of workers' pockets every year. That's billion with a B. Second, Trump has squashed measures that were supposed to protect workers, including minors, who he claims to care about so much, from death and illness. You've heard of black lung, right? Well, their motto should be, make black lung great again. Third, programs that train young people, women, and seniors for good-paying jobs, they're gone. Fourth, programs that have been making progress toward ending child labor and human trafficking, they're all gone. And fifth, the Trump regime is even attacking basic economic data. He literally fired the commissioner of the Bureau of Labor Statistics because he didn't like the jobs numbers, as if it's her fault and not the fault of his own policies. The worst part of all this is I don't even think DOL has it the worst out of all government agencies. Something that really troubles me is lawless Kristi Noem taking staff away from FEMA in the middle of hurricane season after a summer when floods killed dozens of children in Texas. Shame. Something else that bothers me just happened today at the Department of Housing and Urban Development when Secretary Scott Turner fired one whistleblower and put another one on admin leave in a completely illegal move. That kind of short-sightedness is criminal, and that's why we need Democrats in Congress to act. They have an opportunity to put a stop. You have an opportunity to put a stop to some of Trump's worst behavior, if you take it, which I desperately hope you do. So I'll close with this message. Democrats, Americans want to see you fighting for them. They want to see you go toe-to-toe with the bully. Please don't mess this up. Fight for us. Fight for America. Thank you.